your martial arts movie podcast.
I threw that shit before I walked in the room.
Featuring drunken Thai boxer Will.
Too bad you will die.
The also drunken wrestler Mark.
I said I don't want trouble.
And drunken karate master Zero.
You've lost your balls.
And now,
Tall. I know Kung Fu.
You know, baby.
Fists of Fail.
This movie almost didn't make it to actually becoming an episode. It almost didn't. We're on the fence of possibly making this a short review. But we went through a couple of screenings, and I think that, we could probably make this a full episode, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that while I was watching this today, because there is a huge lull in the middle of the movie, and I kept on thinking, oh boy, this really needs to pick up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about this film, and we're talking about My Father is a Hero, not to
The Enforcer.
or The Enforcer, the American title.
Yeah,
also,
of
not
course.
to be confused with My Father is a Hero, which is a Gerard Depardieu
Oh yeah, that's right.
child comedy
That's
from
right. Yeah,
the 90s,
I think that showed up on my search.
where he gets mistaken for being his teenage daughter's lover. It is an awkward movie that would never be allowed to be filmed today. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Jet Li's My Father is Hero from 1990.
We can break down the action in that movie, but not the same kind of action, unfortunately. Oh boy. All right, I don't know how to segue out of that. Yeah, My Father is a Hero, another Jet Li film. Corey Yuen is the director. I'm guessing he's the action choreographer too, right? I didn't actually get a chance to look into it.
I've been getting really acquainted with Corey Yuen-isms, where he reuses a lot of the same choreography, and
Yeah.
I can see stuff he's done here that has gone on to be in other films. So
Yeah,
I'm guessing he also did the choreography as well.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's very. How do you describe Corey Yuen's action choreography? It's not over the top like a Yuen Woo-ping film, but it's still gravity defying in ways. Oh, it's very it's very exaggerated, right? I feel like a lot of the movements don't really make a lot of sense in any sort of physics context.
I mean, I would think that his wire work and Yuen Woo-ping's wire work feel in the same vein, but I think maybe Yuen Woo-ping does it a little more from what I can gather from the movies I've seen. I'm not the biggest Yuen Woo-ping wire work fan, so...
And what I've noticed with Corey Yuen's action choreography is that people can be used as props, and they are weightless. They are quite literally weightless, and they can flip around, and they're basically like volleyballs.
Well, to combat that, I'll say Yuen Woo-ping does that in what's the movie we just watched? Tai Chi Master. In the end, where the villain is throwing his men as props.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But they're super powered.
No, he's not super powered. Oh well.
No, he was super powered.
He was a little super powered. Anyway, we're getting a little off.
But yeah, we were talking about the action too much. Yeah, My Father is a Hero. The reason why we might not have chosen this movie for this episode is because it does have a lull in the middle. I think that it kind of drags right there. But the reason why I had my doubts was because, of course, it's a Jet Li film. It's still Jet Li month according to our show, but I feel like it's okay for a Jet Li film. I feel like we could have probably chosen better films from his catalog, and this is more of a Mo Se film for me. Mo Se plays the little kid, the son of Jet Li's character in the movie. I think it was more of a showcase for that kid. In my opinion,
I would disagree with you there. After rewatching this, I realized that it is a lot more Jet Li than I thought. I remember thinking this was more of a movie for the little kid, Moshe. But when I rewatched it, he's only got 2 fights. So
maybe 3. Let's say 3. I mean, well, the last one he's with his dad, so yeah. Okay, fine. Wait, but let me reword my statement. I think that we could have chosen better Jet Li films, but I've kind of my eyes started to glaze over because I've been watching a lot of Jet Li films, and they all are period piece movies, and I just needed to get out of that. I just want to watch something a little bit more modern.
We've been trying to look for some modern ones. I watched Bodyguard from Beijing.
Yep.
Did not like that. You can hear a mini review of that. I watched Contract Killer. Didn't really fit our format. Wasn't too crazy about that. And so we're kind of running out of movies.
No, I mean there actually is another movie, but we'll probably save it. We have some more movies.
Yeah,
we're definitely next week, and I have another one that I'm probably gonna save. It's a good back pocket movie. But yeah, I don't think My Father's a Hero is a bad movie to talk about. It's not terrible. I think the action is kind of silly. The story is. I have problems with it. I definitely have problems with this story.
It's weird. It's not the most complicated story either. Basically, Jet Li is a mainland Chinese cop. He needs to go undercover to stop this gang who they buy explosives, and then ultimately they want to use those explosives for an ancient Chinese antique heist auction at the end. Auction. And that's it. That's like the very, very basic premise of the movie, but there is also a plot that runs parallel to it where Jet Li hasn't let his family know that he's an undercover cop.
Yep.
He has a wife who is extremely sick. You can probably tell where that character might be going. And then he's got a little boy who is also a martial arts expert and who trains with him. So they have this close connection because they are bonded with martial arts, and that's the heart of the movie, really. Him and his connection with his son.
Yeah, all the scenes with Anita Mui connecting with the little boy, and even in fact connecting to the dying wife character, like all those scenes. I get it. It's trying to build character, but man, it feels very forced. It feels very contrived. It's like, move along with the story. Yeah. Because I know what they're trying to do here. It just doesn't feel natural. It feels very, I don't know. It just feels, like I said before, it's very forced, and it doesn't feel in any ways like it's good storytelling. Those scenes drag on.
Yeah. So just to clarify, Anita Mui is in this movie. I think the last time we spoke about her was Rumble in the Bronx.
Oh yeah, probably.
It's been a while, and she's not the mother. She is a Hong Kong police officer who kind of randomly runs into Jet Li's character because Jet Li, while he's trying to infiltrate the head head bad guy in Hong Kong, she happens to be a police officer that is going down, that is there when this an exchange is going down. And she gets in, she's trying to help people get out alive and trying to save people while they're threatening to blow up the place. So she's coincidentally there and then gets involved in his story. Like she goes to mainland China to try and find information on him, and then ends up living with his family for a little bit while Jet Li is back in Hong Kong being an undercover cop.
None of this makes any sense. I legitimately was confused when I was watching this. What is Anita Mui's character doing? Why? Because ultimately she discovers, or she comes to the conclusion, she presumes, that Jet Li is a cop using some backwards logic. I was like, oh, he must be a good guy because he has a family in mainland China. Therefore, he must be a cop of some sort. It did like none of the you watch the movie and the logic doesn't add up at all. Like I don't know how Anita Mui came to this conclusion, anyways. And you watching the film, it's like you can definitely tell like it's quite a stretch. So by the time they actually return to Hong Kong and are involved with the main plot again, it's like all right, it feels like we didn't make this a smooth transition. Like the whole story up to this point feels very like, all right, we need to get the characters from point A to point B somehow. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, you can feel the writer or the people on set trying to figure out how to get to the next plot point because it meanders a lot.
Yeah, it really does. And yeah, I mean, but the main yeah. Well, talking about the plot here, you would think, thus being ordinary Americans, you would think that the story is going to be your typical neglectful father storyline. You know, it's always about, or the neglectful parent storyline. Like, oh, I have a job, you know, I can't watch my child. My child is, you know, like living his own life without me, or like resenting me, and then I have to learn to prioritize family over work. This movie's not like that at all. It's actually the complete opposite. It's like, not only is work more important than my child, I'm going to involve my child in what I do for a living.
Well,
he's got to be part of my. Well, I mean, that what eventually becomes.
It's not intentional, though. You know, Jet Li isn't like, my child is good in kung fu. Why don't you join me in this mission where we could both end up getting killed? It is. It's not even coincidence. It's just how they wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, well, this kid can fight. He's gonna fight with his dad in the end. It would be extremely disappointing if this little boy, who is shown to be very adept at martial arts, does not end up in that final fight scene.
Yeah, so Moze, the actor who plays the kid in this movie, he is in New Legend of Shaolin. That's a movie that we should probably have covered for Children's Month, because that is another movie that's like pretty well known in the martial arts sphere, especially starring him. I think he's like barely like 3 feet tall in that movie. That's how small he is, and he, like, from what I've seen in clips, he looks fantastic in that movie. But yeah, he's really talented in this film. Even though he's 9 or 10 years old only in this film. Like super acrobatic, very nimble, and he perfectly mirrors Jet Li in terms of like his wushu performances, because that's actually how his style is, very wushu-esque. Yeah. A lot of performance-based martial arts, or kung fu, I mean. Yeah, he looks good. And we actually have a lot of martial artists or like main players in this movie, or like names that everyone knows. You know, we have Ken Lo, we have Colin Cho. Those characters play smaller, like secondhand goons in the film, but they don't have many lines. Exactly,
they're not. Yeah, Ken Lo and Colin Cho, they're not exactly mini bosses. They do assist the main bad guy, played by Rong
Yuan
Yu. Yes. Mm-hmm. In a very, very great 3-on-1 fight at the end. Mm-hmm. But there's this fight that happens in the middle of the movie in the rain with the garbage truck. And Rong Yu is fighting Jet Li, and Ken Lo is just standing there staring at them. And I was like, what are you doing? Throw some kicks, you idiot.
No, he's all kicked out from Drunken Master 2. He's like, no more. No more. Rong Yu. Many of you might know him as the antagonizing Sifu in Karate Kid or Kung Fu Kid. He's the Iron Monkey in Iron Monkey.
Oh, he's from Karate, from Will Smith's Karate, or Jaden Smith's Karate Kid.
Jaden Smith. Yeah,
I completely forgot. Yeah, about that.
And one more. Oh, he was in Shanghai Noon. He was playing one of the guards who was trying to bring the princess home, or bring Lucy Liu home. He's a good actor. I didn't know. Well, I guess from Iron Monkey, you can tell like he was a good martial artist in that film. But like here, like, he does shine a lot more. I will say though, I didn't know that was him until the end of the movie, and I had to do research on it. I thought that was Michael Wong. Throughout the whole film, it looks Yeah,
No,
it looks just like him.
doesn't.
Come
No,
on.
it doesn't.
It looks just like.
He looks nothing like.
Well, it
Michael
looks
Wong.
nothing like Rong Wan Yu. Because Rong Wan Yu, like, he has a very distinct face. Then this entire movie, he is behind these dark shades.
Oh, right, yeah.
It looks nothing like him, and he has like this crew cut, like the Will Smith '90s cut. It doesn't look like him at all. But so I was thinking throughout the whole film, like, wow, Michael Wong really stepped up his game. his action choreography is not bad, and little did I know that wasn't him at all.
He actually didn't step up his game.
Yeah. But yeah, My Father's a Hero. Action wise, I think it's on the sillier side. But that might be because we've been watching so many movies, from the Hong Kong circle, and this is leaning more towards like the schlocky side. Physics be damned.
Oh, I love
of times.
the final action set piece and choreography. Once they start defying gravity, it becomes perfect. You can't help but smile because the way that Jet Li utilizes his son as a prop in the fight scenes, it is something special to behold. The whole movie, I was waiting for them to fight, and I thought, okay, they're gonna weave in and out of each other's choreography. They're gonna help each other out. There's gonna be lots of assists. I didn't know the movie would go to this length to have his son assist in that sort of way, and it really is something you gotta watch.
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely talk more in depth in the Patreon section. I mean, generally speaking, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's the sound of no. Okay, well, we can definitely dive into the movie a little bit more. We'll wrap it up in the end with general recommendations, but we're gonna dive into the movie with spoilers, more thoughts on the actual movie itself, and break down the action scenes, what worked, what doesn't work, and you'll hear all that in the Patreon section if you support us, and all the Patreon things you'll find.
Fail on Patreon.com. Support us there.
Is that how the
you cheap bastards.
It's only $1 a month. Only $1 a month, and if you pay $3 a month, you'll hear our quick jab reviews where we cover all these movies that we can't break down, but we have thoughts.
They suck.
Not all of them suck.
Not all. Some of them. That's correct.
But some of them just not good to talk about for an hour, like we will for this.
But Bodyguard from Beijing sucks, so...
Oh, okay, yeah. Man, you really don't like that movie.
I did not like that movie, no. I was very, very disappointed in it. But you can listen to that that short review on Patreon, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about the Enforcer then. Alright, so... there actually is a handful of fights in the movie, so I thought... So, backpedal a little bit. I did watch it a while ago. I didn't remember it much, and... when you asked me, like, hey, did you watch My Father's a Hero? I was like, I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that. And I was rewatching it again, and none of it was coming back to me. And then we got to the final fight. I'm like, oh, I do remember this movie now. So the final fight's definitely worth talking about. The fights getting up to there are pretty good, too. Just the movie itself, it's borderline, like, boring, but still engaging at the same time. It's just like an okay experience throughout the whole thing.
Well,
but
it's weird because everything in the beginning up until we have to go back to what the mother and son are doing in mainland China, all that's fine. The pacing on that is actually pretty good because we get lots of action. Like, we're constantly moving from set piece to set piece. The story is flowing. But once we have to slow down with Anita Moy going to China and then trying to infiltrate Jet Li's family, it grinds to a halt. And I know why they do it, because it's supposed to be the more emotional part of the movie, because, obviously if Jet Li's wife is sick and they're trying to find some cure for her, I wonder what's going to happen, right? So that's where all the crying happens, if you can imagine what's going to become of her fate.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know if I want to talk about that in detail because what the movie lingers on, that whole segment of the movie for like 30-40 minutes.
Oh yeah.
It's long.
It goes way too long. The pacing dies down. It gets. I don't mind that it got emotional because, I do care about Jet Li's son. He's and his wife. They're fine. It's hard not to get attached to characters when one of them's sick and they're they're trying to do something good for the family member. But yeah, I don't know. Like something about the pacing of this, it just throws everything off. And then when they try to get back on track, it still takes a while for them to find their footing. They're like, all right, well, how about we go to this dock and have Anita Moy just fuck around and hey, look, a fight scene. Okay, that's
a fight
cool.
scene, yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, now they're back in Hong Kong, and what do we do now? How about we have Jet Li's son constantly call his pager and then leave messages for him on an answering machine? Like it's so clunky. It's really really slow.
Yeah. Well, like the scenes of them, I don't even think it's well done. Like you can totally have a drawn out, slower, segment of the film where you just build character, but I felt like none of it was done well, in my opinion. Primarily being that Anita, like I said before, Anita Moy is. It feels very ham-fisted in the way that she's connecting to these characters. It's like, why? Okay, first of all, why are you here? Like, what is your motivation for coming to mainland China? What? Because someone held you hostage, and you need to uncover more about that person. Like, why do you need to do this?
Because she's a cop and she's doing what she needs to do, even if it means going across country and sleeping over somebody else's house.
Oh my god! I thought you were going somewhere else with that. Yeah, no, but she gets this house and she discovers like, oh, this guy has a family, therefore he must be a good person. Like, a lot of bad people have families, right? Nothing about this made any sense to me.
Right. Yeah, it's story-wise, it's not good.
It's not.
Right. It feels like this should still be in the normal part of the review, and we should start the Patreon now.
We can still do that. We'll start the Patreon section now.
Okay, great.
Yeah, why not?
Psyched you, Patreon viewers. Now we're in the Patreon section.
Sure.
Now let's talk about the movie. And that's My Father
the Enforcer.
Is a Hero or The Enforcer.
Yeah.
So it ends spectacularly with a lot of action.
That's true.
It ends on the end is very, very dumb, but I'll forgive that because at least the action at the very end of this movie kind of makes up for a lot of the lulls and the slogs that we have to sit through that we complained about a lot.
Yeah. Well, okay. The ending is entertaining for sure. There's still problems with it, but oh boy, is the movie itself irredeemable? I don't know. I have a lot of problems with this movie, though, as you can hear in our Patreon section. Go support us there and listen to it. But yeah, is it worth it to recommend? I think that's the question, right? Because I actually had portions of the movie I had trouble sitting through because I thought I was either boring, it dragged on, or just the writing was so bad that I just could not suspend my disbelief. I just had a lot of trouble, getting past the fact that wow, we're spending 40 minutes for character, Anita Moy in this one particular area of the film, and I don't get the motivations. I don't believe anything, and it really does drag on. So it's it really was difficult for me to sit through that. God. But is the movie itself irredeemable? I don't know. What are your thoughts there?
Oh, it's fine. I think the last action scene redeems it, and some of the sprinklings of action throughout were very entertaining. So, yes, to mirror your sentiments, probably. I wasn't crazy with a lot of the lulls, and we complained about it a lot in the Patreon section. So yeah, that's what it is. But I think you could still watch it. Just be prepared for some boring moments. You might get caught up in the emotional stuff. I mean, Anita Moy, and then the actress that plays the mom, and then the Jet Li's son. I keep forgetting his name.
Motse,
Yeah, Motse. You know, when we get that emotional moment, you know, all actors and actresses are successfully crying on screen. That's not easy to do.
Oh god. Sure.
It's
okay.
very, very sad, and you
sure.
might feel something. Maybe, I don't know. So yeah,
I guess I'm a heartless
you
bastard.
are a heartless man.
Yeah, I guess so. Nah, I don't know. None of that worked for me personally, because I couldn't get past the bad writing. And yeah, I think for what good that the movie does do well, because yeah, the sprinklings of action and such, I'm very much in the opinion that you should just watch those scenes without context. I don't think it adds anything to watch the film with it. Yeah, especially the last fight. You can totally just watch the last fight without context. I don't think it matters if there's context or not. I will give the movie credit though. I wasn't expecting it to go this route. I really was expecting it to be very, very, very typical, like, oh, father is neglectful, and you know the son is trying to do all these things, and like literally the plot of Hook.
Oh, okay, I see
Yeah.
what you mean. Yeah, it didn't turn into that. His son still loves him for the most part throughout most of the movie.
Yeah. It doesn't go that route at all for the most part. You know, the only way that the father is neglectful is when he's watching his son get his face smashed through a table.
Well, I will say, yeah, Jet Li, kind of a neglectful dad in this movie, but at least
in a different way.
At least he doesn't sing the song "Thank Heaven for Little Girls," which is what Gerard Depardieu sings in the movie
God.
My Father the Hero. So you can
God.
imagine how much better this movie is. My Father is a
Oh
Hero.
my god! Why? Because there's no pedophiles in this movie. That's a low bar.
Yes, no pedophiles. Watch My Father is a Hero.
Oh god.